up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was gonna, I thought Lil Murder was gonna turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably up in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like, the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the Three Kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Get me up in my DMs, I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Well, hello, people. Hello. How the hell are you? We are here for today's edition of Run Your Mouth. Let me apologize for yesterday. I had an emergency. I had to end up going with someone to the hospital, and I was there a long time, well into the evening. So, like I said, I apologize, but things happen and we have to adjust. And so y'all forgive me. I had to, move instantaneously and make sure I took care of a situation. So nevertheless, we're here today. Welcome to your Wednesday edition of Run Your Mouth. I am El Teddy 27, here to help you spike out, have your sugar spikes, but to give you your daily headlines of politics and a little bit of other stuff too. I missed y'all yesterday. If you did not miss me, just know I missed you. Okay. I really was thinking about y'all yesterday, because when I'm supposed to be live and I'm not able to go live, it really does bother me. So I was all up in sorts that I could not be with y'all yesterday, but we're here. Let me say hey to y'all. Hey, Tanya McNeil. How you doing, boo? It's good to see you. There go my other Tanya. Hey, Tanya, boo. What's going on? Terrence, what's good, bruh? What is up? I feel like we've been missing each other the last few days or so. What is going on, bruh? What's up? What's going on over there down to the Cali, over there on the left coast? We ain't seen you in a minute. You heading down to is that this weekend for you? Ours is in like at the end of the month. Like I think it's the weekend after Memorial Day is ours. Okay. Let me know. I would come down there with you, but holler at me. I might have a little bit of time this weekend. I'll let you know. Yeah. Hey Tamara, what's going on, Tamara? Hey, crazy homebody girl over on Twitch. And if you are not, excuse me, if you are not aware, we are simulcasting on Twitch. Shout out to everybody over on Twitch. So you can watch me either on YouTube or on Twitch. Hey, everybody over there on Twitch. And while you're at it, go ahead and press the like button. Press the like button. Consider subscribing both over on Twitch and YouTube. It helps the algorithm and lets the people know that we are here. Hey, Precious Jewel, how you doing today, sweetheart? It's good to have you. Hey, Ravine. Ravine and several others of you all sent me some well wishes yesterday with everything I had going on, and I am eternally grateful. Thank y'all for that. Hey, Block Queen, how you doing today, sweetheart? You doing good? Lovely 31 Blueprint is in the building. Good to see you. We have Tracy W here. Hey, Tracy W. Happy Wednesday to you as well. It's Wednesday, Tracy W. It's Wednesday. Hey, China White. Ciao. Hello, all. This is my side to shut down this laptop. Okay. Hey, Miss Trisha P. You okay today? Yeah, Ravina. I had a situation. I had to go to the hospital yesterday and was there most of the night. So but everything is better. They are home now and recovering. Hey, Demetria, did you go to the concert yesterday? I wasn't even live yesterday. I had an emergency yesterday, Demetria, so you ain't missed nothing. How was the concert, boo? Yeah. Yeah, crazy homebody girl. They're home recovering. They're home recovering. Hey, DPG. Hey, Janae, what's going on, beautiful? How are you? I missed you as well, Ravine. Hey, Brown Mama. It is hot already, Brown Mama. I don't even want to know what it's gonna feel like. Come late July, August. Dear God, child. You was spiking out at work yesterday. You know the people down to the work will make you do it, honey. Hey, Ronald. Well, who you just got through rolling from on top of, Ronald? Speaking of rolling from on top of, who you just got through rolling from underneath, Uncle Jay? Uh-huh. How you doing? Hey, Jason, what's good, bro? What is going on, sir? Cherise, how are you, my wonderful Cali girl? Child, look at this one. Now look at this one here. Look at him. Look at him. I'm not doing this with Uncle Jay. Hey, Miss Kiki, what's going on, beautiful? Hey, Candace F, how are you today? Brittany, Janae, I'm glad to have you. Hey, Spicy Original. So I'm front loading to regulate my sugar levels. I don't know what the sugar spike segment is going to bring today. These are the snacks today to regulate our sugar level. So these are the tropical mix of the Jolly Rancher gummy. They are so good. They have golden pineapple, lime, mango, punch, and passion fruit. It's really good. Hey, Chef Don. What's going on, sir? I know you were saying that you're a new father over there. How is parenting holding up? I mean, you only like 1 or 2 days in, but I'm sure we'll see how you doing about a good 6 months in. But we're happy for you and your family. Very happy for you and your family. They performed their asses off. The visuals were fire. Arena was full of herbalists. You know what? And me and my sisters, except for one, were higher than the telephone. You know what? Nacho was higher than the telephone wires. Mm-mm. Child, look at this. Look at this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Child, it is good. China White. It's real good. Hey, little baby. Now, little baby. Ain't nobody tell you had authorization to be changing your avatar. Y'all cannot be changing avatars. I know y'all by y'all avatars. Y'all do not get permission to change y'all avatars. Lord. You said we got to get him a baby shower. I'm here for it because the baby showers are for the adults. It's clearly not for the babies. Every baby shower I done been to, I done been drunk as hell. You just ate 3 Chips Ahoy cookies. You think you could? Okay. I'm sure. They are gummies, Jason. Yeah, they're gummies. I like anything gummies. But I had never had this tropical one. So as you can see, it has golden pineapple, mango, mango, fruit punch, and passion fruit. It's real good though. It's real good. I ain't gonna eat much lime. Little baby. It ain't time for nothing. What if I started changing my avatar and stuff? What if I did that? I'm telling you, crazy homebody girl, it's so good. My sister, oh no. So, well, we praying for your family, Chef Don. We are here. You got enough parents in the building. They have all the advice in the world. Parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, godmamas and goddaddies, and friends to the families. Child, you got a lot of support. The lime actually balances it out. Like I actually appreciate the lime because it balances out the other ones and gives me the tart that I need to balance out some of the other flavors. So I'm good with it. Anyway, if y'all ready to get this party started, go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know you ready to get this party started. And if y'all are ready, I'll bring Larry out. Excuse me. I'm also drinking my sparkling Perrier, my Perrier sparkling water. Today's flavor is Forever Peach. Mm. All right, so it looks like we're ready. Larry. Let's go. Let's go. You know the people. I need you. You can't keep the people waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment. for God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So love the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Me? Bougie? I am not bougie. I am elitist. Okay? Bougie, that would be really me. Me, I am elitist. You got to come from money to be bougie. I'm not a part of the bourgeoisie because I don't come from money. I come from the gutter, the hood. You know, my family were nothing but gutter snipes right up out the hood. And you know, when you amass a little bit of something, you get a little bit of status, then you can go from being hood to being elitist. Now, if you come from money, then you're a part of the bourgeoisie and you can be bougie. Mm-hmm. Well, look at who we have here. Mm-hmm. Well, look at who we have here. Hey, Paul, what's going on? Speaking of rolling up from underneath trade. Hey, Paul. Yeah, my family, they're all trash. Gutter snipes. Right up out the hood. Trash. They are, Janae. They are. Anyway, let's get to today's headlines. God. That is your DefSec Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense. Well, this was, and I apologize because some of these stories I was supposed to report on yesterday, and I'm just getting to them today, and I need to be able to bring y'all the news. So you will hear just a few things from yesterday, but I try to still stay up to speed on everything. And you know, this stuff still has a shelf life even after the next day. So yesterday, your Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth announced that he was ending the Defense Department's Women, Peace, and Security program, which he termed a Biden initiative, and that was actually enacted by President Donald John during his first term, and was also championed by Donald John's daughter wife, oldest daughter Ivanka, and the law was co-sponsored by the current Secretary Marco Rubio back when he was a member of the Senate. So this whole program that he gleefully announced that he was ending and doing away with, he tried to put off as a Biden initiative. Mind you, this was all Donald John, his incestuous daughter Ivanka, and the current Secretary of State Marco Rubio when he was then Senator Marco Rubio. Mm-hmm. But he gleefully announced it. He posted on Truth Social saying, quote, "This morning, I proudly ended the Women, Peace, and Security WPS program inside the Department of Defense. WPS is yet another woke, divisive, social justice Biden initiative that overburdens our commanders and troops, distracting from our core task, war fighting." End of quote. What do y'all advise people? He added, quote, "WPS is a United Nations program pushed by feminists and left-wing activists. Politicians fawn over it. Troops hate it. DoD will hereby execute the minimum of WPS required by statute and fight to end the program for our next budget. Good riddance, WPS. End of quote. In further sign that these fucktards have no clue what the fuck they're doing or what's going on, okay? He then had to backpedal and pussy pop off of all of his statements because he later learned, oh damn, that wasn't Biden. Oh, that was my God King that signed that law. That was my God King, Donald John. Why didn't you tell me that my God King Donald John and his real daughter wife Ivanka backed that and signed that? He backpedaled and pussy popped off of it in a follow-up post saying that WPS quote um that when it was first launched in 2017, it was quote straightforward and security focused, end of quote, and then said, but it was ruined by President Joseph Robinette. Really? Because somebody got in your ear and said, hey bruh, you do know our God King signed that into law, and it was co-sponsored by your current Secretary of State and was backed by his daughter wife Ivanka. Now Marco Rubio came out and he spoke glowingly about WPS, saying, quote, President Trump also signed the Women, Peace and Security Act, a bill that I was very proud to have been a co-sponsor of when I was in the Senate. And it was the first comprehensive law passed in any country in the world, the first law passed by any country anywhere in the world focused on protecting women and promoting their participation in society. End of quote. These people don't have a fucking clue. They don't have a damn clue. Don't have a damn clue. But he's all out there, talking about, oh, this was pushed by leftist liberals and all of that. Yeah, yeah. That leftist liberal would be your current president and your current Secretary of State. Hmm. Here we are. Well, in other news from yesterday, he is obsessed with war fighting, which is why I told you, Candace, I've been saying for a long time, before we get to the election of 2028, we will be in war. The United States of America will be engaged in war before we get to uh, uh, um, the 2028 election. I'm telling you. I mean, Pete Hegseth, nuts in his clothes every night, has wet dreams all over the bed sheets, just thinking and orgasming about being a wartime defense secretary. He's a fucking clown. He's a fucking clown. He doesn't know his own boss's platform. Hell, his own boss probably don't even know his own platform. I'm just saying. Yeah, it was backed by Christy Nome too. Your current Department of Homeland Security secretary. But you out here, trying to make it like, oh, this was all the raging liberals, right? Y'all got a lot going on. Y'all got a lot going on. In other news, that happened while I was out, praise God. So, your president, Donald John, well, he signed another executive order. And that executive order that he signed on Monday requires commercial truck drivers in these yet to be United States to be proficient in English. The language of the executive order acknowledges the essential role that truck drivers play in the U.S. economy and the livelihood of American people. Quote, everyday truckers perform the demanding and dangerous work of transporting the nation's goods to businesses, customers, and communities safely, reliably, and efficiently. They should be able to read and understand traffic signs, communicate with traffic safety, border patrol, agricultural checkpoints, and cargo weight limit station officers. Drivers need to provide feedback to their employers and customers and receive related directions in English. This is common sense. End of quote. You do recall that there was this executive order that was signed just last month in the month of March, where he declared that English was the official language of these yet to be United States of America. So the executive order on Monday basically said that being proficient in English should be a non-negotiable for professional truck drivers. I got a question for you, sir. Now, when that economics report came out earlier today, and we saw that the GDP is down, we also saw that imports and exports to and from China are also all down. We also saw that there are stores, some of the major chains, the three largest chains, I believe, are what, Walmart, Home Depot, and somebody else. I can't think. Walmart, Home Depot, but I know the three largest chains in the country all said that they have empty shelves all across the country because of your tariffs. So now you want to add insult to injury by not only limiting the amount of goods that come in, you also want to limit the amount of people available with which to ship said items to stores and people around the country. I'm just trying to make sure that I fully understand what we have going on here. Can't wait to see what the jobs report looks like. Love to see what this good jobs report is going to look like. hmm That next jobs report, it's going to be something serious. You firing everybody, you're eliminating jobs. Y'all got a lot the fuck going on. Hey, Symmetry Boom. Y'all got a lot the fuck going on. Oh, I know what I just had. Hold on one second, y'all. Y'all got a lot going on. And I would never understand why y'all chose to elect a man for economy based on the economy who's never run a successful business. Moving on. In more news. Well, the Trump administration updated its immigration policy to allow visa revocations to trigger immediate termination of international students' legal status in the U.S. A newly released internal memo from the Immigration and Customs Enforcement agency confirmed student and exchange visitor program personnel may now terminate student and exchange visitor information system records if the State Department revokes a student's visa. The memo shows that a visa revocation alone can now be enough for ICE to cancel a student's um, a student and exchange visitor program record and start deportation proceedings. Until now, losing a visa didn't automatically mean losing legal status inside the U.S. The student and exchange visitor program now lists several grounds for termination, including failure to report employment while on optional practical training, exceeding unemployment limits, withdrawal from school, and failure to comply with visa terms. Here's what's happening. They already did this, right? They've already started doing this. They've already begun this process. Now they're trying to backpedal and develop policies to back up the illegal things that they've already been doing. You break the rules, you commit crimes, you disobey the law, and then you try to, on the back end, come up with rules, provisos, and laws to back you up and try to make them retroactive. That's the play there. That's the plan. I'm just saying. Now, the ACLU and several other rights groups have already enacted lawsuits on this. They already have lawsuits in the courts that are making their way to fight this already. They're just making it up as they go along. They're breaking rules every day, and they don't give a damn. In more immigration and deportation news, I'm going somewhere with this deportation and immigration news. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. I'm going somewhere with this. I want y'all to pay attention. Columbia student Mohsen Madawi, who we reported on here, he has been freed after a federal judge ordered his release. Now, if you recall, he's a Palestinian green card holder in Colombia. We reported a couple weeks ago on the fact that he was detained against his will. If you recall, they told him to come in to take a natural test, and remember, he called his congressman and his senator because he said something sounds fishy about this, and sure enough, when he showed up there, they snatched him up. Well, um he was able to walk out of immigration detention yesterday, today I should say, after a federal judge in Vermont ordered his release. He had been detained and ordered deported by the Trump administration on April 14th, despite not being charged with a crime. U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Crawford said at a hearing today, quote, "The 2 weeks of detention so far demonstrate great harm to a person who has been charged with no crime. Mr. Madawi, I will be released," end of quote. And he was released and allowed to go back to back home. Mhm. Because they're just snatching people up and disappearing them because they dare protest or they dare speak out against this administration and the atrocities this and the previous administration. Let's be clear. This isn't just about them speaking out against this current administration. Most of these people that they're snatching up is because they disagree with the previous administration, with an administration. This is because of their disagreements with the Biden administration and how they were handling the Israel Hamas war and the genocide that they were speaking to. I you know, I wonder, should I say this? I will. I am a proponent of speaking against the Israel Hamas war. I'm a proponent of uh, um, uh, um, outlining the atrocities that are going on over there. Um, I don't think enough though is said about this is not a new phenomenon. These yet to be United States of America aiding and abetting in a genocide or aiding and abetting in atrocities across the globe, or being one of the catalysts by which atrocities happen. All of the southern western hemisphere of this globe, meaning everything south of this country, in the Caribbean, Central and South America, all of it has been funded and started by the United States. Every single rogue nation has been affected by the United States, has been funded by the United States, has been groomed and taught by this country. They don't want to tell you that. Even the largest genocide on this planet going on right now, which is happening over in Sudan, which is happening over in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in the DRC and in the Sudan area. That's the largest genocide going on right now in the world. That too is a part of fuck shit that we started. Mm-hmm. 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 Hey, Savon. Moving on. This is the story that I wanted to get to. This is what I wanted to talk. I told you there was a reason that I was highlighting some of this immigration stuff. Well, here we are. Now, please recall. I want y'all to think in y'all brains how I've been saying it's not going to stop with just our Hispanic and Latinx brothers and sisters. Remember me saying that. Remember, I've been screaming from the rooftops. Well, here we are. A Haitian woman passed away last week in U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE custody, according to federal immigration officials. Marie Ange Blaise, 44, was pronounced dead by medical professionals in Pompano Beach on Friday last week at 8:35 p.m. local time. ICE didn't announce it until yesterday. Her cause of death is still under investigation. ICE said in a statement on yesterday that she entered the U.S. without admission or parole, but did not specify the location and date. She was stopped by U.S. Customs and Border Patrol at the Henry E. Wilson International Airport in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. Watch this now. In St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, while trying to Charlotte, North Carolina on February 12th. The same day, Customs and Border Patrol issued a notice of expedited removal, an order that cannot be appealed, saying she did not have a valid immigrant visa. She was transferred by CBP on February 14th to ICE custody at the San Juan staging facility in Puerto Rico. The 44-year-old was then moved to custody in New Orleans and later detained her at the Richwood Correctional Center in Oakdale, Louisiana, according to ICE. She had been at Broward Transitional Center in Pompano since April 5th at the time of her death. Y'all see how many places she done been, right? Quote, ICE remains committed to ensuring that all those in its custody reside in safe, secure, and humane environments. Comprehensive medical care is provided from the moment individuals arrive and throughout the entirety of their stay. End of quote. They also added that all people in their custody get medical, dental, and mental health screenings and quote 24-hour emergency care, end of quote, at each detention facility. If you believe that, baby, I got a bitch to sell you. hmm Now, here's the deal. St. Croix is United States territory. St. Croix it means that they are under the governance and jurisdiction of the United States and the United States Constitution, which means that if she was on U.S. soil in St. Croix, USVI, she was yet still under the protection of due process and under the laws of these yet to be United States of America. The fact that there was no due process and the fact that they did this emergency uh, 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 um they had this emergency expedited order, this expedited removal order that they know can't be appealed, was on purpose. And what they then started to do was they started to ship her, as you heard, to facilities all over the place. We heard about 5 or 6 different facilities that they were shipping her to in order to hide their tracks. They don't want her to be too long in one place because then people would start to find out. Now, why is this important? This is important because this is a Haitian woman who was in the Virgin Islands. Now, the people in the Virgin Islands, guess what they look like? The Haitian people, guess what they look like? I told you all that this would not stop with our Hispanic and Latinx brothers and sisters. That there were more than just Hispanic immigrants. That there were absolutely black immigrants coming over here from various countries, be it Jamaica, Bahamas, British Virgin Islands, Haiti, many of our other, Trinidad and Tobago, Martinique. There's many islands in the Caribbean where they look just like us. Hell, there are Cuban Americans that are darker than you and me. You think you think that they're not going to start to ask some of our black asses, hey, are you an American citizen? Because once they start to say, well, we can't tell the difference. We don't know if you're Haitian or just black or Jamaican or anything. We don't know what you are. And now we'll be at the point where black people will start to have to show their proof of citizenship. I know literally thousands of Haitian Americans that are legal U.S. citizens. However, they have uniquely Haitian last names, first and last names. And the same way you have them snatching up Hispanic Americans based on their last names, you think they won't do it to Haitian Americans? I'm just telling y'all what's coming. Hey, Harold, Harold, Harold. Hey, 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 hey. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, y'all, but this is coming. This is happening. We have members of our own on my channel right now. Members and pupils here. We have a lot of Haitians in the chat, and that's pupils. Pupils here down to the L Teddy 27 classroom. They have family, friends, and loved ones who at any given moment they may come under fire from ICE. And once they start the ball rolling, they're gonna look, oh, you black? Oh, you sure you American? You sure you're not Haitian? You sure you have legal US status? And now we're back to showing freedom papers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I hate to I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is what's happening. This is where we are. And people are not going to start to get concerned until they start snatching up their own family members. But hey, if you haven't learned anything from this administration, once they snatch you up, it's too fucking late at that point. Once they have you snatched up into custody, they're not going to let you go. And odds are you're going to be shipped out of the country before you have due process. And then they're going to say, oh, our bad. Just happened to get that one wrong, and are going to do nothing to try to bring you back. These people are going to get their country back one way or another. The people descended from the Caucasus are going to take their country back, whether or not you like it. Moving on. Oh, I already did that story. In more sugar spiky news, well, members of the Rainbow Coalition compound, I done laid off of y'all for a little bit. Nah, it's time for you all to join the fight, members of the Rainbow Coalition compound, because we're about a month away from what will be left of Pride Month, because your president and your American federal government wants no parts of any Pride Month celebrations or any acknowledgement. However, here we are. A bar owner in Boise, Idaho plans to celebrate heterosexuality in the middle of Pride Month. Mark Fitzpatrick, owner of Old State Saloon, says his Pride Month inspired 2-day festival on June 20th and 21st, dubbed, quote, Hetero Awesome Fest, end of quote, will be held at a local park across the street from the state capitol, as first reported by news outlets yesterday. Mr. Fitzpatrick says his festival is meant to give people an alternative to Pride Month celebrations. The event even has its own Instagram page with a narrator declaring, quote, heterosexual awesomeness festival is coming to Boise. This isn't just another festival. It's a movement, a celebration of faith, family, and freedom, right in the heart of Idaho. End of quote. Now, Mr. Fitzpatrick last year had a similar celebration or festival titled Heterosexual Awareness Month. hmm He's hoping that others in other states and as well as in other cities within his own state will suit and celebrate heterosexuality. Here's what he said, quote, I was thinking to myself, what could we do to celebrate in June? Could we do to celebrate in June that would be different than what's going on downtown? Can we different than what Pride has been celebrating every June? What if we celebrated God's design for sexuality? What would that look like? And within a few seconds, I thought, man, heterosexuality is awesome. End of quote. Anybody going down to the heterosexual awesome hetero awesome fest? Anybody buying tickets? Anybody going? I'm just saying. I guess we're celebrating the fact that you have dominated uh American society and culture all the time. I mean, what do we celebrate? I don't know. This sounds like somebody who has issues getting cooter. and wants to celebrate and pronounce to the world that he's heterosexual, because all you women out there clamoring to get at him need to know that he's on the market and he's available. He's a heterosexual. I don't know. Anyway, in more news, now I really was supposed to cover this on Monday, and then it was supposed to be in the dossier yesterday. And because I was out yesterday, I didn't get to it yesterday. But I definitely wanted to save time for this today. Now, this story, this case is all the way at the Supreme Court level and could have lasting effects across the country, based on what the Supreme Court says. Here's the story. The Supreme Court seemed likely Tuesday to rule narrowly in favor of a family trying to hold federal law enforcement accountable in court after an FBI raid wrongly targeted their Atlanta home. The justices seemed open to giving them another chance to sue over the raid, but wary of handing down a more sweeping ruling on federal liability in law enforcement cases. The case was filed after FBI agents broke down Trina Martin's door before dawn in 2017. They pointed guns at her and her then boyfriend and terrified her 7-year-old son before realizing they were in the wrong place. The FBI team quickly apologized and left. Leader later saying that his personal GPS device had led him to the wrong place. The government says judges shouldn't be second guessing decisions made in the absence of a specific policy, and Mrs. Martin can't sue over an honest mistake. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals agreed, tossing out the lawsuit in 2022. Both the liberal and of the government's position, with Justice Neil Gorsuch asking incredulously, quote, "No policy says don't break down the door of the wrong house. Don't traumatize its occupants," end of quote. Still, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was among those who suggested there could be some situations where law enforcement decisions should be shielded from liability, though perhaps not here. The justices seem to be leaning toward tossing out part of the 11th Circuit's decision and sending it back for more litigation. A decision is expected around the end of June. Now, why is there public interest on this? Because based on how the Supreme Court adjudicates this, this will have set precedent for what happens when these people wrongfully busting your door, because when they come in, they're coming in with battering rams. They down your door, they break your door, they damage your home, and then when they make a mistake, bad, they leave, and now you're left with thousands of dollars of repair to do. You got a wide open ass home, and you got kids and family members traumatized for the rest of their lives. And all y'all stupid asses had to do was check to make sure you're on the right fucking street, because that's what happened. They were on the wrong fucking street. Now, this was down in Atlanta. They busted these people's house, wrong street. Nobody double checked. That was one of the things that when I was listening to meetings, that the justices said, like, nobody thought to check the street. You think you shouldn't be held liable when all you had to do was check sure that you were on the right street? Now, y'all have caused these people mental anguish, PTSD, thousands of dollars in damage to their homes, and y'all expect them to just go about to just say, well, fuck it, get over it, like nothing happened. Like nothing happened. Because y'all was too gung-ho to bust in people's homes. These whole no knock warrants, and all of these could just bust it on kind of things that they got going on all over the place. This shit is dangerous because last time I checked, in every state in these yet to be United States of America, a person has the right to protect themselves inside of their home. And if you bust up in my home and you ain't announced up and told me who you are, I have the right to blow you off the earth. I'm just saying. So we're really looking to see what the Supreme Court decides on this case. Now, the 11th Circuit, which surprised me. The 11th Circuit includes Florida, Georgia, and Alabama, I believe. Florida, Georgia, Alabama is the 11th Circuit, if I'm not mistaken. But I know or maybe Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. I know it's Florida and Georgia are in the 11th Circuit. Let me check because that is important. The 11th Circuit. So the 11th Circuit includes, I was right, Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. I was right. Florida, Georgia. I don't know why I always second guess myself. Florida, Georgia, and Alabama are the 11th Circuit. And um and so the 11th Circuit isn't as draconian and isn't as conservative as the 5th Circuit. Now, the 11th Circuit is just adjacent to the 5th Circuit. 5th Circuit being Texas, Mississippi, but they aren't as draconian. So I was very surprised that the 11th Circuit said, "Oh no, you don't have the right to sue law enforcement." And now the Supreme Court is saying, "Yeah, they may have the right to sue law enforcement." So I'm very curious to see how this will shake out because I think they deserve the right to sue law enforcement and get all the money that's owed to them. You speaking of drivers and driver shortages, UPS has announced that they are laying off some 20,000 workers, and they're saying this is directly due to the Trump's tariffs. Uh-huh. UPS is looking to slash about 20,000 jobs and close more than 770 facilities as it drastically reduces the amount of Amazon shipments it handles. The package delivery company said Tuesday that it anticipates making the job cuts this year. It anticipates closing 73 leased and owned buildings by the end of June. UPS said that it is still reviewing its network and may identify more buildings to be closed. CEO Carol Tomei said in a statement yesterday, quote, "The actions we are taking to reconfigure our network and reduce costs across our business could not be timelier. The macro environment may be uncertain, but with our actions, we will emerge as an even stronger, more nimble UPS." End of quote. In January, UPS announced that it had reached a deal with Amazon, its biggest customer, to lower its volume by more than 50% by the second half of 2026. Listen, UPS employs almost 100,000 workers, okay? Now, it's based out of Atlanta. And they have shown declines in their first quarter. They showed declines in their first quarter earnings, and they are anticipating many more declines based on these tariffs. So they're trying to get in front of it, and they're firing 20,000 employees. If you anybody work down there to the ups, as my uncle, what's going on with my computer? God, my uncle called ups, and I like when my uncle says it too. He be like, "Did the ups come?" I'd be like, it's called UPS. That's the ups. Anyway, they firing people down to the ups. In more news, now, y'all know what? What you can never say is that we are not timely here. Now, let me take y'all back to Monday. Yeah, that's what my uncle called it, the ups. You and Really B just got done with dinner? Where y'all went? Y'all had a good time? Cam's down to the DC having dinner with Really B. Mm-hmm. So, my uncle did say what he said. He said what he said. It's the ups. Yeah. I live for my uncle though. The ups. Right. They're gonna be working 2 times as hard. I mean, they're gonna be out there in them shorts that's the same color as their skin tone, with sweat glistening off their body as they reach down and pick up them packages with their muscles flexing and shit. And they come over and knock on my door and ask me to sign on the little thing, on the little, transponder thing. I'm sorry. What happened? I got distracted. I'm sorry. I had got distracted, y'all. Is it bad? Is it bad that every UPS driver I've ever had has always been fine? Why they be so fine? They be so fine. I be looking for an ugly one too to come to my house. I said, well, when am I get the ugly one to come to my house? I know y'all don't make that a requirement that they just be out here being fine and shit. I don't know. I've been waiting to see the ugly one come to my house, but I ain't had one yet. Hey, Miss Baythang. Child. Child Samira, they all be fine. Girl. Like, y'all don't hide nobody that's ugly? Child. Girl. Woo. Child. I'm just saying. Anyway, let me get back to this story, y'all. So here's the deal. Monday, when I was here, I gave y'all the story on what Miss Maythank said. I see UPS as much as I see FedEx and Amazon drivers in my area. Well, the thing about it is Amazon uses UPS to get shit in and get them to their excuse me, to get a lot of their shipments in and get them to the warehouses, and then they ship them out. But they also use UPS drivers as well. Okay. Child, look at Samira. Go on over there and knock on the door, Samira, and offer him some lemonade. I'm just saying. They do be having on them doo-doo brown suits. And you know when they that right color chocolate brown, and you can't tell if they naked or not. Because the ones who have that right color chocolate, they always be real muscular, and it seems like they get their uniforms extra tight. And so you can't tell where the skin ends and the uniform begins, okay? Because it's the same shade, and they have the short sleeve shirts and the shorts. Ooh, and they be real tight, and they be flexing and shit. Ooh, child. Oh, girl. Oh. I had a moment. Had a whole moment. All right. Back to what I was saying. We got to focus. Focus. Focus, people. Focus. Y'all can't be over there lusted after the UPS men. Okay? I mean, enjoy them while you can, because they about to fire 20,000 of them. I'm just saying. Anyway. So on Monday, I gave y'all the story about helmet hair representative. Dude right here. Okay. So that is Michigan House Representative Shree Thanader. We reported on him Monday because a progressive that is a state house member. His name is Donovan. I can't think of his name right now. It escapes me. It's Donovan something. I can't remember his name right now. But he's a black man. He's running to primary. I gave you the story that the black representative, his name is Donovan. Somebody gonna remember for me. Donovan somebody. He's running to primary this guy you see on your screen. U.S. House of Representative member Shree Thanader. Now, I gave y'all that on Monday. He must have been around here, heard that he's about to be primary. And so remember, I told you he spent almost $2 million of his own money to get that seat. So basically, they're saying he ain't did a fuck thing since he's been in Congress. And he basically bought that seat to get the prestige and notoriety of being a sitting member of Congress. Well, the progressive, God, I want to know that guy's name. Hold on, y'all, because now this gonna bother me if I don't have this man's name. That's gonna bother me. Hold on. Where is this at? Hold on. Oh, right here. His name is Donovan McKinney, State Representative Donovan McKinney. It was gonna bother me if I couldn't find that man. If I couldn't find his name. State Representative Donovan McKinney in Michigan. He's the one who's looking to primary him. Now, I told y'all that on Monday. Told y'all he wasn't doing a damn thing. Come yesterday, all of a sudden, this man right here is puts articles of impeachment out there against Donald John. Now, because he knows that he's in jeopardy, he wants to do some damn work. So now he officially filed articles of impeachment against Donald John, right? After he's being threatened with being primaried, he want to act like he's doing his job. Now, he said in a statement when he put the impeachment papers out, quote, the support is starting to build up, and I want to not only get the support of the Democrats, but I would like to break away from Republicans because I'm going to need those Republicans to pass this impeachment resolution in the United States House, end of quote. He talking out of both sides of his neck, right? He's a member of the Democratic Party, right? So here's the deal. He puts these articles of impeachment out because he wants to look like he's doing some work so that he can do his so he doesn't lose his seat. Several other Democratic representatives signed as co-sponsors of the bill. Let me show you how let me show you just how unorganized the left is. Okay. Now, he gets several Democratic co-sponsors to sign this bill with him. Well, three of those co-sponsors for these impeachment resolution, the three that you see there, that would be Representative Kwasi Mfume of Maryland, Representative Robin Kelly of Illinois, and Representative Jerry Nadler of New York. They were signed on to be co-sponsors of his impeachment resolution. Well, they now are backpedaling and pussy popping off of that and saying that they want their names taken off of this legislation. They're saying they're basically all of them are saying that, oh, well, we thought that he had the approval of the Democratic leadership. oh well, we thought that it was had been reviewed by the House Judiciary Committee and leadership. Oh well, we did. So y'all just nilly willy signing shit, right? And now y'all backpedaling and pussy popping off of it. Here's my question: what the fuck would be the problem for you being a co-sponsor of a resolution to impeach this bastard? This fuck bitch ain't doing nothing but tearing shit up. And instead of y'all standing 10 toes down and saying, I don't give a fuck who don't like it. I'm here for it. I'm co-sponsoring it. Bro, I got you. Now let's be clear. Sri Thanader ain't did a fuck thing. This is all about him trying to save his job. But somebody should have already had some articles of impeachment. I know Representative Al Green out of Houston had spoken about filing articles. I don't think he got a co-sponsor, but still. What the fuck is the problem? And then and then who on your staff needs to be fired? Because if y'all are if somebody brings a resolution for you to sign, shouldn't you already know when you sign it whether or not it had gone through passed through leadership, or had it gone through the House Judiciary Committee, or whatever processes y'all wanted to I mean have? I'm just saying. Oh, I heard that too. They are pushing out David Hogg because they told David Hogg, and those of you who don't know the David Hogg story, David Hogg is one of the vice chairs of the DNC. David Hogg is also one of the founders and organizers of a organization that is so bent on ousting Democrats that ain't doing a fuck thing. And David Hogg said he's not giving up his membership in this organization designed to primary Democrats that ain't doing a fuck thing. Well, the DNC said, nope, that's a conflict of interest. You are not going to push out our establishment Democrats that ain't did nothing but collect a check from AIPAC. And they basically told him, yeah, we're going to have to remove you as vice chair of the DNC. And now you stand to alienate Gen Z because this is the stupid ass shit that your Democratic Party have going on. I'm just saying. The DNC is a fucking shit show. A fucking shit show. Oh, we know that, little baby. We know that full well. I told you everybody's up for primary. Primary, I don't give a shit who. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. In more spiky news. Well, since we were talking about Houston, let's go on down to Houston. It's going on down to Houston. 12 Houston Fire Academy cadets were fired days before graduation for sharing racist memes on social media. These cadets, after they were discovered to have shared racist memes in a private Instagram group, they were given a second chance, partly due to the high cost of training them. So they found out these 12 cadets were exchanging racist memes and messages in a private Instagram group. They told them, y'all got to do away with that. Y'all got to stop that. They wanted to fire them immediately, but they didn't because it costs a lot of money to the city of Houston to train these people. So they were then ordered to repeat anti-discrimination and anti-harassment training, and remained on track for graduation. They were a part of the 8-month training program for Houston fire for the becoming Houston firefighters. However, officials discovered that the group resumed with these racist memes and messages even after they were warned to disband it. They decided at that point that they had to fire them and let them go. Now, y'all notice anything about this picture? Anybody want to tell me what you notice about this picture? Hmm? That will be the fire cadets right there. Anybody want to tell me what you notice? Now they learned that they were fired on April 18th, just 6 days before they were going to graduate. And that's according to ABC 13 in Houston. This will cost the fire department about $1.2 million, as a full academy course costs approximately $100,000 per cadet. And that's according to the city's cost analysis. So these 12 cadets at $100,000 a piece is costing the city $1.2 million, and now the city is getting nothing. Anybody want to tell me what you noticed? Mm. Mm. No, the union can't save them because they technically weren't firefighters yet, and they're not protected by the union, Jason, until after graduation, and they become full-fledged firefighters. But since they hadn't graduated yet, and they were let go before they graduated, they have no protection from the union. Hey, Catherine Powell, do you see what I see? Now they out here sending out racist text messages and memes and shit. And were warned. Should have been fired the first time, but were warned, listen, we can't let y'all go. This is gonna cost the city too much money, but y'all gotta stop this. You think they stopped? Here we are. In our last sugar spiky story, well, yesterday marked the 100 days, first 100 days of Donald John's second term, and your boy Nelly had a lot to say. Now, he told Fox News during an interview, quote, I'm all for everybody staying positive about any and everything. I'm a glass half full type of guy. I'm more empowered by bringing people together and making sure that we all get what we need, when we need it, and why we need it. End of quote. And that's what he said when asked about Donald John's first 100 days and the fact that a lot of people said that he wasn't doing well. Now, I hate to call out my girl Tanya. Tanya. Now, my boo thing, Tanya, this is a boo. Tanya, your boo is, you gotta let your boo go, Tanya. Where my girl Tanya? Tanya, your boo is, I hate it for my girl Tanya because she loves her some Nelly. We was at the Nelly concert last summer, and her boo thing going out. Tanya, your boo thing going out. He going out bad. Your boo thing is going out bad, Tanya. He is going out bad. He out here windmilling for Donald John. Child. You know why that is, Tanya? That's because he married Ashanti instead of going ahead and snatching you up. He was supposed to go on around there and snatch you up, but he went over there to that help Ashanti, and here we are. Somebody go get him. Somebody go get him. In more news, I found this as we delve out of the Sugar Spike segment deeper into the dossier. So over in Australia, an Australian radio station has admitted to using an AI generated host for months without explicitly telling its audience. The station, CADA, faced backlash after it revealed the voice behind its midday show was not a real person. The show was called Workdays with Ty, and it's a daily 4-hour show aired by Australian Radio Network ARN. It launched in November of last year and featured a mix of hip hop, R&B, and pop music. According to station CADA, the show was quote, curated by our music experts, end of quote, to highlight songs that were trending or about to break out. I listened to the recording. Now I don't listen to the station every day, but I heard the person talking. That the person you see there in the bubble, that's an AI generated person. They used the voice of somebody that works in their finance department. They had AI mimic her voice of this girl in their finance department, but there was no real person at the, it was all AI. And now somebody found out because they said that people, journalists said they caught on because some of the inflections seem to be always be the same. The person they said the first way they found out was, you know, when you go to a radio station website, they always have like a blurb or a bio of the radio DJ or whatnot. The Thai person never had a bio. And they noticed that some of the inflections kept sounding the same. And so they asked, and the radio station finally admitted. Would y'all be okay knowing now for those who still listen to the radio? Now, listen, I don't listen to the radio, so I listen to the radio and God knows how long. Would you be okay if your radio DJ was not an actual person and was AI? Now, some of us, even if you don't listen to the radio now, many of us who grew up in the 80s and 90s, radio was everything. And radio disc jockeys were beloved, okay? Beloved. Like the sound of some of these people's voices is the sound of your childhood. Everybody had a quiet storm on the R&B station. You always had a quiet storm on the weeknights, and there was always some dude with a low voice and stuff like that. You always had in midday they would usually have a bubbly sounding woman or lady during the daytime that would, you know, keep you laughing and have jokes and stuff. Like, and then you had the dude, you had your morning show. I'm just saying, if I'm listening to the radio, I want to know these are real people. I don't want no AI. I want real people. Leave Ashanti out of it. That's the problem. She's staying out of it instead of checking his dumb ass. That's why he over there clowning the way he is, because she been left. She need to go slap his ass against the head. Soft and warm, a quiet storm, generating, radiating, turn me on, powerful, a tender. Come on now. You touch me and suddenly it's storm. blowing. Come on, Quiet Storm. They always started the Quiet Storm like that. They would be like, "Welcome to the Quiet Storm on WEDR 99 Jams." You know, they had that deep voice. Now, believe it or not, in Miami, our Quiet Storm was a Hispanic guy. His name was well, I can't think of this man name. Last name Cruz. Oh God, why can't think of this man name? Was it Jorge Cruz? What was this man? He had real deep too. Real deep voice. Oh man. Um God, what was that man name? Freddie Cruz. Freddie Cruz was the man. Oh, I couldn't think of that man's name. Freddie Cruz was his name. Freddie Cruz. In Miami, Freddie Cruz every night, Monday through Saturday, with the Quiet Storm, had a real deep voice. He apologized to him yesterday. We'll get back at Catherine Powell. Not the Quiet Storm keeping you wet all evening long, child. That's where you heard all them good ballads. All them something. Listen, they don't sing ballads today like they used to back in the day. But back in the 80s and 90s, baby, you could not have an album without a couple good ballads on there. You had to have you a good ballad to show the girls, baby, I ain't just up here dancing and looking cute. Baby, I'm gonna stand flat-footed, get in front of this microphone and blow you out of the water and show you vocals. I'm giving vocals. Because that's what we did back in the day when we had real R&B and not this garbage that we have now. They don't even sing ballads no more. Baby, the women and the men used to just stand flat-footed with that mic. Didn't have to do nothing. I don't need no background dance. I don't need none of that. Baby, all I need is a mic and a mic stand. And baby, we finna sing and give you nothing but throat and lungs. Down. Anyway, in more news that should upset you members of the Beehive. So y'all's boy 50 Cent. Now, don't get mad at me. Y'all need to go talk to y'all boy 50 Cent. And y'all know I can't stand him. I think he's one of the worst people on the planet. Y'all know I cannot stand 50 Cent. But y'all love supporting him and his fuck shit. Let's see how y'all Beehive members feel about this. Now, 50 Cent has taken aim at Beyonce as her Cowboy Carter tour purportedly struggles to sell tickets. It was originally reported by TMZ that the pop icon's opening night concert in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California, still had thousands of seats unsold in the hours before before the show was due to take place. 50 Cent caught wind of the report and decided to throw a little shade in the direction of Beyonce. On Instagram, beside a screenshot of the news, he wrote, quote, "Shit getting real out here. Hey, the tickets, hey B, the tickets ain't selling." End of quote. I ain't got y'all going on around at a 50. Y'all canceled Carrie Hill skank for less. I want to see y'all going on around at a 50 and cancel him like y'all canceled Carrie Hill skank. Hey Montrez, what's good, bruh? And why are you late to class today? I ain't got nothing to do with it, Harold. Don't be over here yelling at me, okay? You need to go on around at a 50. 50 is the one that got all of the smoke. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I want to know, members of the Beehive, are y'all going on to cancel him. Are y'all gonna still be over here watching Power, putting money in his pockets while he's over here dog walking y'all queen? Because if it was my queen, I would have been canceled his ass. I'm just trying to see what the Beehive is about. Is y'all about that life Beehive? Is y'all about this life Beehive? Is y'all gonna sit up here and let this stunt double for the next King Kong or Donkey Kong movie talk about y'all queen like that? I wouldn't take it if it was my queen. I'm just saying. What do y'all have to say, Beehive? I don't support that young man in anything that he has going on. I wouldn't take it if it was me. I expect better from the Beehive. I'm just saying. Now, in more news, Mary J. Blige, her longtime friend, Misa Hilton, is apparently taking her to court. Misa Hilton, longtime friend of Mary J. Blige, has taken her to court along with rapper Vado for allegedly derailing his career and withholding his album to dissolve their business ties. The $5 million lawsuit was filed in New York, and it claims that Mary J. Blige sabotaged their relationship to sever Vado's management contract with Misa Hilton's agency, Misa Management. The Grammy Award winner is accused of withholding Vado's completed album to pressure him into cutting ties with Misa, a longtime associate and the R&B singer's stylist. Misa and Vado assert that Mary J. Blige and her company, Beautiful Life Productions, interfered with a signed management agreement that entitled Misa management to 20% of the rapper's earnings. According to court documents, Mary J. Blige allegedly persuaded Vado to abandon Misa management during private yacht gathering. During private yacht gatherings, hotel meetings, and exclusive events where Misa management representatives were intentionally left out. The law claims Mary J. Blige's security chief, described as her boyfriend, sought to sign Vado himself, urging him to ink a new contract without legal counsel and warning he would lose out on opportunities, end of quote, if he stayed loyal to Misa management. Listen, I don't know. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I mean, I told y'all, Mary J. Blige gives me that she's just like the chick off speaking of Power, off of Power. That's how she move in real life. She can't act her way out of a wet paper bag. So all of the things that she would do and all her moves that she made on Power when she was whatever Tahada was the same as she would do in real life. I believe all of it. I believe she out here trying to move like she a mob boss. I mean, she comes from the lineage of Diddy, and Diddy moved like a mob boss. So she probably learned all her management skills from him. Why do I not expect her to be out here trying to do shit that's illegal? I don't care about Mary, her flat singing ass. I do not care. She ain't my queen. I don't live for her like that. She all right. She got a couple songs. She all right for yinging around the house and singing flat and not knowing what key she in and cracking notes. I'm just saying. Pay them people their money. Anyway, Young Miami says she ain't dating Shadeur. Y'all said y'all saw her in a picture posing next to him and at his draft party this past weekend and immediately thought she was dating him. She said, quote, y'all bitches don't know what supporting your people look like. Everything ain't dick and pussy. End of quote. That's what she said. That's what Young Miami said. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, Young Miami, you wouldn't be wrong if it was about dick and pussy. He's a nice young man, and he'll probably blow your good back out. Baby, if it was me and I was you, Young Miami, baby, he would have been as good. Baby, listen, his eyes would have been as good as rolled back. If I was you, Young Miami, listen, honey, his eyes would have been as good as rolled back. As good as rolled back. Anyway, but the fact that you have to come out and make a declaration about this, Young Miami, tells me something did happen. I ain't saying y'all go together, but that tells me when it struck a nerve when the people say, "Oh, are y'all together?" And now you want to get in front of it. Girl, we don't believe you. In more Shadeur news, now we reported Monday that Jax Albrecht had already put up a post on social media apologizing had already spoken to Shadeur on the phone. That was reported that on Monday. Well, the NFL has now rained down punishment on the dad. Now, the Atlanta Falcons, the team, has been fined $250,000. Defensive coordinator Jeff Albrecht, father of Jax Albrecht that pulled the prank, he has individually been fined $100,000 as a result of this alleged prank. I ask again. I ask again. Why does he still have a job? Why does he still have a job? Now, the dad uh, 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 put out a statement and he said, quote, my actions of not protecting confidential data were inexcusable. My son's actions were absolutely inexcusable. And for that, we are both deeply sorry. The NFL has taken action, and I fully respect the punishment. We take full responsibility, my son and myself, and we will not be appealing the fine in any way. Going forward, I promise my son and I will work hard to demonstrate we are better than this. End of quote. Sir. Oh, let me tell you what now I read y'all the original statement from the Falcons on Monday, right? Here's the new statement that they have. Quote, we were proactive in addressing the situation internally and cooperated fully with the league throughout the process and accept the discipline levied to coach Jeff Ulbrich and the organization. We are confident in our security policies and practices and will continue to emphasize adherence to them with our staff, whether on or off premises. End of quote. The Falcons organization also said that the Ulbrich family, quote, is working with the organization to participate in community service initiatives in relation to last week's matter, end of quote. Why does this man have a job? Why does this man have a job? Because here's the deal. First of all, I don't believe that this dad, Nilly Willy, just left his laptop or iPad open in the year of our Lord 2025 for anybody to just get. I do not believe any parts of that at all. At all. The next part about it is, in order for his son to get Shadeur's information, was it already up? And if it was already up, doesn't that disclose information about perhaps you wanted to have his number because maybe y'all were looking to draft him? I mean, I don't believe it was already up. I don't believe your laptop was open. I believe you allowed your son to get that information. That's what I believe. But even if I go with the fact that you just happened to leave it open, you do realize that coaches at his level, a defensive coordinator, has a lot of sensitive information. He has medical records of players on his team, which would go as violations of HIPAA if that information got out and disclosed. You do realize that, right? You do realize that you carry sensitive information that if other people find out, that would be a violation of law. I just don't want y'all to insult our intelligence and try to put this off as, oh, it was a harmless prank. No, no, no. This man makes $1.6 million a year. And you mean to tell me by you making a seven-figure salary that you can't manage to keep information secure on your laptop? You should be fired and banned from any other job in the NFL. And the fact that he is allowed to keep his job tells me all that I need to know. I believe I have no reason to believe any parts of this story. I wonder how many black defensive coordinators or Hispanic defensive coordinators whose sons arbitrarily did this would still have their jobs. I want to know how all of the sports analysts down to the ESPN and Fox Sports ones would be losing their minds, bloviating and blathering about how this was such an incredulous breach of information had Jeff Ulbrich had a little more melanin than he has. I just wonder. Child, these people ain't shit. In our last story of the day, now this should be found under Really B's shit we ain't asked for. Y'all make sure y'all send this over to Really B for her shit we didn't ask for segment. Nike has announced that they're releasing, quote, dirty, end of quote, white Air Force Ones. They're calling them the, quote, dirty triple white, end of quote, Air Force One lows. They're being released this month for $130. So if you want, you can go buy the dirty triple white Air Force Ones. Let me, as someone who back in the early 2000s, because if you were around during the early 2000s, you had several pairs of Air Force Ones. Let's be clear. Early 2000s, anywhere from about 2000 to about 2006 or 7, you kept about 12 pairs of all white Air Force Ones in your closet. I'm just telling you what I know. Just telling you what I know, kiddos. Who the fuck is buying these? Like, who wants dirty ass Air Force Ones? Who's paying $130 to afford dirty ass Air Force One? This is like, remember a couple months ago where they were selling the jeans that looked like you had peed on yourself? Remember that? And they were going for like $1,600 or something like that. A pair of jeans that made it look like you peed on yourself. Who the fuck are we? Who's buying dirty ass Air Force Ones at $130 at that? Right, Trade still wear Air Force Ones to this day. You ain't lying, Harold. You know this Harold knew exactly what Trade be wearing. Y'all know this Harold was the first one to talk about what Trade be having. But anyway, Trades do still have them, and they do not be dirty. You never had a pair of Forces? Child, it was nothing like a crisp, fresh out the box pair of forces, baby. Listen, baby, baby back in the day, a crisp, fresh out the box pair of forces. Oh, girl, them things was like new money, honey. New money, new money. But nobody's asking for dirty ass shoes. Child, Harold, you know this Harold know exactly what trade we have it. You know Harold. I'm just, is anybody going out to buy this shit? Anybody going out there to just buy some dirty ass forces? Like, who in the marketing department decided that this was a good idea? Who is down in the marketing department, down to the down to the Nike, deciding that it's a good idea to have some dirty ass Air Force Ones and say we selling these dirty ass Air Force Ones for $130. Somebody, you know, the people that sit, some the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains, I can see them buying this shit. I really could see them buying this shit. I'm just saying. I can. A mess. A mess. Didn't Nelly have a song called My Air Force Ones? Wasn't that Nelly with the song about his Air Force Ones? I don't know. Anyway, that's the dossier for today, y'all. We made it through. That is today's dossier. Did you enjoy yourself? If you enjoyed yourself today, wait, Chef Don, you buying a pair? I don't believe that. I do not believe Chef Don. I do not believe that Chef Don is gonna go buy a pair. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. Let the people know you hit. It don't cost you nothing to hit the like button. Some of y'all are just haters. That's it. And there'll be no hateration or holleration in this dancery. Hey, Sims, overdose with your fine self. That Sims overdose. He's so fan. Hey, Jeannie. What would I do if what was the mindset? I don't know. You mean if Jax Albrecht was my son? First of all, my son wouldn't be on my laptop like that. My son would know better than to get on my laptop like that. First of all, I wouldn't have those problems. Hey, Lady D, you know, we had 90 plus people in here. We have 50 some odd likes. Y'all, I just am inclined to believe that some of you people are haters, and that's okay. You don't have to you don't have to like. You could dislike as well. It all adds to the algorithm. You can like it or dislike it. It all adds to the algorithm. But don't be a hater your whole life. I mean, we just talked about Mary J. Blige. She said won't be no hateration or holleration in this dancery. That's what she said while she was missing her notes and being flat as hell. Hey, MVN Boo. Y'all, I'm about to get out of here. I got a lot of stuff to do. Tonight I got to make me some dinner and get some stuff done. But we're gonna get out of here, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. Really be getting ready to go live. And I'm gonna send y'all over there. I think she's going live in 30 minutes. However, I'm gonna send y'all over there anyway because I already had it set up. She gonna talk about Shannon Sharp and the fact that he's been arrested before. I'm sure it'll be a great watch because just the kind of stuff that my sis does. Anyway, y'all, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Yes, I cook. Do I cook? I don't like cooking, but I do cook and I do it quite well. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. We'll be back tomorrow, y'all. We will be back tomorrow, and there will be a silly Saturday this Saturday. Lay round for it. We'll be back tomorrow, y'all. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. Love y'all.